Hey everyone, I just want to discuss the extensive detailed French defense repertoire that I posted on Chessable. Um, I'm making this video so that people don't spend their money on something that they don't know about. I don't want people to take a risk, so I'm going to review the repertoire and I'm going to look through it. So let's begin. So first of all, if you don't know what Chessable is, I recommend you go check it out. It's a great website. It teaches chess openings. And this is my repertoire. It has about 11,000 words, and you can find this by clicking repertoires up here. It's on the top. It has five subgroups. It has the French defense, the exchange variation, the advanced variation, Tarrasch, and Paulson, When I Were Classical, and McCutcheon. So these are all similar, and I put them all in the same subgroup. So basically, this repertoire has a lot to offer. It basically has a ton of things. Like, just looking at, like, let's say this one, right? You could already just by first glance, you could already see how much there is to explain. And what I do here, as you go through each move, I explain the ideas behind each move. I explain the goals of each side. I explain why you should play this move or what kind of move you could play. And these moves are played so basically, let's say if you get up to, like, I don't know, bishop b3, I prefer black's pawn structure, blah 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 blah, and it explains why, like, let's say they have an isolated pawn here, it's pretty weak, and you could, I explain things like that, and I explain ideas too, and I explain what moves could be good or not, and it's really good. I think I put a lot of detail into each one. Like, even if you go down, like, as you can see, there's a ton of detail, like, just a ton. Like almost every single move has at least like, I don't know, about 2 to 5 sentences of explanations. And I do this for both black and white. This repertoire is meant for black, but I want players to know what is going through white's head. So I'm trying to explain that in most moves. So basically, everything goes in another subgroup. We have the reason I put four of these into one subgroup is because they all start in a very similar way. So I put them all into one specific group. Like, they all start in a very similar way, and you could just play it out, and you can actually see for yourself. They all have this knight that moves here in move 3, and it's either the classical, the McCutcheon, the Paulson, and it just keeps going on. But I made a lot. That's a game. I made a lot of options for you to try out and play through. So I think anyone who really wants to study the French defense will have a good time with this repertoire. Um, the Tarrasch is also a very common opening, and I also reviewed it here. I put main lines. I put variations that gave black an advantage because I did not want to give variations for people to study to give black a disadvantage. I used Komodo, Stockfish, and a few books on the French defense to round up all these variations and write about it. So I'm pretty knowledgeable in it. I also play the French defense in tournaments, and it's been very effective. I recommend the French defense to anyone who really wants a good, sharp game. Uh, in this subgroup, you could take a look at rare openings. When I say rare, I'll just show you an example. Let's say this one. Um, so basically, white usually would not play these two pawns out here. They would usually push this pawn up here. Sorry, that's a friend. And basically, they would usually push this pawn up here instead of pushing this one. So this first subgroup explains the basic rare variations. It's not like the main lines of any kind of French defense variations. This one's the exchange. It's very common, and especially in blitz play, actually. This one is common in blitz. The advanced, the Tarrasch, and this one are very common in tournament play and also in practical games because they're very known, they're very studied, and the lines here are actually very effective for both sides. So this is the repertoire. If you want to look what I'm saying, it's only $3. It has 56 variations, 11,000 words in total, and I am improving this book day to day when I get the time. So what I do is, let's say if there's some typo or something or some information I need to add, I would always go look into it and I would always fix it up. That's my goal here. Um, there's also another French defense repertoire, but the difference is it's this one. It's the solid tournament repertoire. This one has 8 variations, and it's a very good explanation for the advanced variation. But obviously, in tournament play, you're not just gonna see one variation in a game. You're gonna see many. So that's what I tried to do here. I tried to round up the variations that are most common and rare ones too, so that players would be ready for any kind of response they would get. And I really want people to learn from this book. So if you're really interested, I recommend it. I mean, it's only $3 and it's 56 variations, 11,000 words. Um, I recommend it for people who want to study the French defense and want to understand the repertoire and play it really well in tournaments. If you have any questions or any feedback, you could always post it in the comments. I look over them, and if there's any kind of typo or mistake in one of the variations, you could leave a comment there too. I will take a look at it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.